So, talking about daily routines, I recently subbed in a kindergarten classroom for 3 days, 2 days last week, and 1 day this week, and then my last day was Monday. And one thing we did on a daily routine is that we created, during the middle of the day, we actually, the helper of the day would assist the teacher, and we would do the calendar routine. First thing we would do is figure out what the weather is, so a student would step outside, see what the weather is, and then they would put a dash in the column where it matches the type of weather it is, which such as cloudy, sunny, rainy, so forth. And the next thing they did is they moved on to the calendar. And what they did was, whatever day it was, they would, first thing they would do is they would look at the actual cards and see what the patterns are, the numbers. I remember it was flower, butterfly, and then it was another thing. So, and every 2 days it was switched from whatever the design of the card is, and then they would guess what the design is, and from there they would figure out, oh, so the next pattern is such and such, and for such as today is the 16th, it would be 16, right? And then it would go from there is that they would move from figuring out what day of the week, what number day of the month it is, because it's in obviously sequential order, and then or consecutively, obviously. um, and then they would figure out what day of the week it was. Then it would determine what month and what year, and then they would state from there. And then they would go on to, there's this thing where it has 100, a hundred, I guess, 100 block, 100 frame, and then it will have the 10 rods, and then it will have the single ones, and they were counting. So the 100 would be the hundreds place. Obviously, the tens would be the 10 place, and the ones would be the ones place. So for instance, today would be 167. So we've been in school 167 days. So they would count down the I I would actually hand them the 100, and they would count down 100, whoever the helper is. And the next thing they would do is I hand them each 10 it was, so I hand them 6 tens, and then we would determine how many days, how many ones, and I figure it was 7 ones, and I would hand them that. And it just say if it was the next day, I would add one to that, and the student would determine, oh, now it's 168. We've been at school 168 days. And then from there, they would move to the hundreds chart, and based on what number the student is in the order of their class, say if they were number 9, they would start at number 9, and then they would go count up from 9 to 90, and then they would use a funny voice or determine what voice they wanted to use, so whatever, quiet voice and a loud voice, and then they go from 90 to 100 in that loud voice, and then they would count from tens, like 100, 110, 120, 130, 140, 150, 160. And then from there, they would count 161, 162, 163, 164, 165, 166, 167. Sorry, too many fingers. I skipped a number. But my point is that is exactly what they would do as a daily routine to determine numbers. And this worked for kindergartners, so I can imagine for first and second graders it would be a little more complex. So even so, you can even use that. But that was a daily routine, and actually it was a really good one. According to the book, the text, this daily routine is a calendar activity. It says, focus is to build number sense with focus on date and patterns in numbers, reinforce previously taught concepts in spiral instruction. And the focus is not introducing new concepts in daily lessons. It isn't. It's just to reinforce what they've already done. Well, that was my daily routine. Thank you.